Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and here I have a tamarind tree, Tamarindus indica, one of the better known fruit trees throughout the tropics and subtropics. It's a very useful tree, good for shade, as you can see here. The wood is quite useful, it has a lot of medicinal properties, and of course there are the fruit. Well, what about the fruit? Let's see what one of the most famous American authors, maybe the best American author, Mark Twain, says about the tamarind. When he arrived to Hawaii, a subtropical volcanic archipelago, pretty similar to the Canary Islands where I'm right now, here, subtropical and volcanic, he ate some tamarind and he wrote, "I ate a couple of tamarinds because I thought that they were meant to be eaten. Later I discovered that this was probably not the idea." He continues explaining that he had to take all his food through a straw for 24 hours and then that his teeth became so sharp like barbed wire, and he was afraid it was permanent, but somebody told him that would change when the animal comes off. And at the end, he concluded that only strangers eat tamarind and then only once. That's encouraging. Well, I am a stranger and I have already eaten tamarind. Let's look at this tree here. There are a couple ripe beans. The tamarind is in the fabaceae, so the fruit are beans, but almost all are green. And I even wonder if the ripe ones are good or not. Let's see if there is anything resembling an edible bean lying on the ground. No, they are all rotten. Is this one ripe? No idea. Are those ripe? Nope. Everything I can reach from here seems to be unripe. Completely unripe. Well, then let's try a completely unripe bean. Here is what it looks like. When it gets ripe, it will be more fat than that. It will have more volume. Sour and with the taste of raw beans or raw fava beans. Not too unpleasant. I don't see a specific reason why I should eat something like that, but there is also nothing turning me off too much. However, the unripe beans are not the ones being eaten. So now, let's get the ripe beans. I'm a big man with a big stick, so I can get some big bean. What about this one? Well, this seems to be ripe. Look at that. A lot more volume, about twice the volume, but a lot of this volume is just air. See? Well, at least the bean is ripe and free of every rot, mold, or animals. Well, that's the state in which tamarind is supposed to be harvested for human consumption. Okay. Well, it's like eating quince bread or pretty dry jam. This one is still not dried up completely. A pretty dry, pretty sour jam. Like a jam made from pretty sour rose hips, sour cherries or sour plums. I don't know for now. It seems quite okay. Let's get a bigger bean. Come on. Oh god, no. I destroyed this one. Okay. Another ripe one. Unreachable distance. Come on. There must be more. Here there is one. Okay. I got the big one. There is a hole here. Was the hole made by an animal or by mechanic stress? Oh yeah. Look at that. Lots of little beetles inside. Bad idea. Well, the next one is also already broken. Okay, let's get another small but ripe one. Here it is. Here again the comparison between an unripe and a ripe one. I guess the ripe ones are out of season because there are only few of them. Most of the trees full with underripe ones. Well, here this looks good. Same thing again. Very sweet, very sour. Yeah. I can understand what Mark Twain says by his teeth getting really sharp. He says until he could shave with them. Yeah, there is such a feeling. There is also a feeling like the acid is gonna dissolve the enamel on my teeth. But the taste is not too bad. Too sour for my taste, but at the same time it's very sweet. The sourness is definitely dominating, but at the same time it's very sweet. Yeah, also mostly it's not supposed to be eaten fresh. It's supposed to be used in food, in curries and other dishes where you want a lot of sourness. Yeah. It's a pretty dry, very sour, and also pretty sweet pulp. Not my favorite fruit, but I guess it's not a lot less sweet than a date. It's just 100 or 1,000 times more sour than a date. And yes, it's so sour that it makes your teeth feel very sharp and unpleasant, but apart from that, no bitterness, no astringency, just an overwhelming sourness. There are seeds inside. Those seeds are packed into some sheet. Let me remove the sheet. Once you remove the sheet, you end up with a squarish, smooth brown seed. Yeah, not my thing, but if you are into sweet and sour candy, you could definitely eat this out of hand. For all the others, if we want to make dishes sour and at the same time add some sugar, the tamarind is your friend. Maybe Mark Twain exaggerated, but he had to sell his books, so and 99.9% of his readers would not know what a tamarind is, so he could basically tell them stories. It's also possible that he ate some which were less good than those. So folks, this was the tamarind, Tamarindus indica, grown on the subtropical volcanic island of Tenerife. Stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful island of Tenerife. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.